What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Unscripted, right here live on our Facebook channel, of course. Also, we are live on Northeast Streaming Sports' YouTube channel. And finally, we are also live on Roku TV by way of Zodiac. We've been doing that for a little bit now, and it's been an amazing experience being on TV a little bit, guys. We're getting a little famous here. As always, guys, I'm going to be your moderator and producer and everything like that for tonight, Logan Land. And joining me are my two esteemed guests. First off, we're going to have the man wearing the Seth freaking Rollins shirt and the Yankees hat. It's the boy, Frankie the Yankee. Frankie C. What up, Frankie?
What is going on, Yankee Nation? We are here, wrestling week, all week, WrestleMania weekend, and we're here on Unscripted. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll talk about WrestleMania and something you got going on in just a little bit, buddy. And also, the man carrying the baby in his hands right now, multitasking. We got Big Shaw. What's going on, my boy Shaw?
What's up?
Hey, nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just chilling, enjoying a nice show, of course. We have a lot of good topics tonight. We have a lot of topics. We're going, I think, 7 or 8 topics tonight, I believe. So there's plenty of stuff that we're going to get into. But, Frankie, before we get started, why don't you tell the guys what you got coming up this weekend, this Sunday to be exact. So tell the audience what you got going.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, coming in WrestleMania weekend. Right now, I am currently watching the WWE Hall of Fame for both the classes of 2020 and 2021. We have NXT the next following 2 days, followed up by SmackDown, and then WrestleMania weekend on Saturday and Sunday, which, by the way, don't forget, at Frankie C Sports on Sunday at 7:30 Eastern Time p.m., myself, my man Big Shaw. We were going to have Jay on, but we're going to have, Jay has some personal, family issues, and we're just going to leave it at that. But right now, it's just going to be me and Shaw. We're going to do live commentating, and we're going to give you the best WrestleMania updates and stats and play-by-play and match-by-match. It's going to be awesome. Sunday, night 2 of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a great time. Be sure if you guys want to pop in for that. We're always going to be up doing the live commentary over on Frankie's channel. And it's going to be a fun time. I know me and Shaw, we're going to be in there. We're going to be helping you out, Frankie, doing some live commentary ourselves. Looking forward to some really good matches at Mania. Well, we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight, gentlemen, so let's go ahead and get into it. And, Big Shaw, I'm going to let you kick things off. This is the topic we were all talking about on our previous show, and if you want to catch any of our other shows, we're live at 8 o'clock every Tuesday, every Thursday, and Saturday on all the channels that we are usually on. So check us out and check out all of our other great shows on Northeast Streaming Sports. If you're listening to our podcast, as well, BS3 Radio. So, hey, Big Shaw, do a recap for us, man. What did you think about the March Madness Championship games for both the men and the women's? What do you think about those?
Man, I'm going to throw it to the ladies first. Yeah, ladies always first.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the ladies did real good on both teams. It was a great game. I had a feeling it was going to come down to the last and final shot, and that's what it did. It was a very great game for the Lady Wildcats and the Lady Cardinals. Real great game. I hope that the NCAA would put more effort and more money into the lady sports because they did a very great job. I don't know if y'all heard how loud it was in that stadium for that game. It was very loud. So it showed you that people are listening and people are paying attention to the lady sports. Some of them play better than the men. So on that part, on the next part, what a great game. Baylor really showed me something. They basically shot Gonzaga out the gym. They shot them out the gym. I've watched Baylor play for a long time. Baylor got a great backcourt. They really
They
do.
really do.
Them guys can shoot like none other. Gonzaga, I don't know what happened. I really don't. I don't know if the edge was in the game. I don't know if they was tired or what, but Gonzaga was just out of it. They was out of it. But I did say on my podcast a day before the game. And matter of fact, the night of it, I said if Baylor's gonna win this game, Baylor has to put pressure on Gonzaga, run the floor, don't stop. Keep the pressure on Gonzaga. If you keep the pressure on Gonzaga, you're gonna beat them. You're gonna beat them. That's what Baylor did. So she's a little bit cranky and tired, but that's what Baylor did. They listened to me. They said, "Oh, Big Shaw's right. We got keep the pressure on Gonzaga because if you don't, Gonzaga can kill you." But they did good. Congratulations to Baylor and congratulations to the ladies, the Lady Wildcats and the Lady Cardinals. I did both of them. How about
There
that?
you go. Yeah, let me get my thoughts on these two games. So obviously, I think we can all be in agreement here that the women's national championship was 1,000 times a more competitive game. It's a 1-point win, so I mean that's always great. That's what you love to see in these tightly contested games. Hats off to to Arizona. They had a heck of a ball game. They just came up a little bit short, unfortunately. But amazing game all around, and that was the game of the night for me, or that was the best game between these two, honestly. I mean, as for the Baylor and as for Gonzaga, man, yeah, like you said, Shaw, you summed it up really good, man. You just basically Gonzaga, I think, just ran out of steam. They won all those games, the nearly undefeated, perfect season, and they just ran out of gas at the end. Baylor came out there and whooped them for 2 halves. And they had possession ever since tip-off. They knew they were going to win that game. I don't know what the head coach said in the locker room to get them fired up, but man, they came out and they were just absolutely balling. They were hitting any shot they wanted to. And what I think is really what set them apart and what got them the win in that game is that they were just able to hustle. They were able to outwork Gonzaga. I think, like I said, Gonzaga, they just ran out of steam. They didn't have enough energy. I think that they kind of went into that game a little too cocky, thinking that, we've won all these games so far. I think we're just going to cruise past Baylor, and that came up to bite them. Baylor dominated that game from the tip-off, and they won in dominating fashion. So hats off to Baylor, man. They've been through a lot, and I'm happy to see that program. Their women's team won a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken. They won the national championship. So that basketball program is really stepping up for Baylor. I mean, as for the women, the Stanford team, really good game as well. Overall, I think this was a really good March Madness. All in all, though, happy to have it this year since last year we got robbed of it. So overall, really good with these games. I like the women's game a lot more. But hey, the men. Props to Baylor, man. They shocked the world when everyone picked Gonzaga to win, so good on them. What you think about this, Frankie? What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I can't agree with both of you more. Congratulations to both men and women's on winning the championship, and congratulations, to Arizona women's and Gonzaga. You guys made it all the way. It's a tough loss, but always keep your head up. This is it's not the end. You guys made it, and it just shows that you can make it again. Now with Gonzaga, it was really, really, really confusing. Logan, you're right. They must have been tired at the end, and we can even see it when they faced UCLA. They weren't the team that they started the March Madness tournament their first 4 games, they were dominating teams by 20 points or more. And then UCLA, who is ranked 11th team, comes in and give them a fight. And in the beginning, they were favored to winning by 15 points. So congratulations to Baylor. Big Shaw had his podcast before the game on Monday, and I was watching, and I told him, as long as Baylor watched the tapes of Gonzaga and UCLA, they will be okay. And Shaw also said if they keep their foot on the pedal and don't go on the brakes, you'll be fine. And that's exactly what they did. For the women's, congratulations to Stanford. Congratulations to the head coach. They deserve it. They fought hard for it. and also congratulations to Arizona. This was a crazy, crazy end to March Madness, and we couldn't ask for a better end.
You're not wrong. Yeah, props to both of those teams, and we'll see how they can do next year in college basketball. We're going to stay here, though, in the college basketball realm. We're going to talk about the new head coach for the North Carolina Tar Heels, Hubert Davis. And, Shaw, I know you're a big fan of this man. I know you're a really big basketball head for college. So tell us what you like about Hubert Davis, and do you think he's going to be successful at North Carolina?
I think he will. He knows the program just as good as everybody else. He knows what to expect. The fans know what to expect. They expect winning ways to come back. The fans are going to be behind them 100%. There's a very, very, very great fan base, and I think that he's just a great pick. I didn't see it coming. I thought it was going to be maybe like Jerry Stackhouse, but this one was a very, very good pick. And I could see him being very successful. Now, it may not be right now. We all know, it takes a while for a new coach to get his foot in the door, get it wet, get it going. So we're not going to expect him to come out next year and win every game. We're not expecting that yet. We know it's going to be a slow process, but we know North Carolina is a great school. Everybody wants to go there. When you think about North Carolina, you think about the Duke rivalry. How would that be? Will it be fun next year? Because it was kind of on the up and down this year. But I think he will do really well. He's a great coach. Seems like a very nice guy. He got my support, for North Carolina. And I'll be rooting for him this year along with the, Tar Heel fans. But one thing about it, you got to beat Duke. And I told one of my friends the other day, he asked me, he said, is it harder to win at Texas or North Carolina? I said, honestly, I'll tell you the truth. I said, you better not lose the game in North Carolina. You can't lose at North Carolina. You'll have a better chance than Texas because North Carolina is very, very, very legendary. So Texas is too, but not like North Carolina. It's a very legendary school. A lot of big-time stars went through that school, I think, more than Texas. So, yeah, I think it's harder to win in North Carolina than Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I like this hire. I mean, I thought, Shaw, they were going to go a different route as well, getting a Jerry Stackhouse or another former player along those lines. And they did get a former player. Hubert Davis is a former player, played in the NBA for a long time, played with the New York Knicks most notably. And he was a really good three-point shooter as well. Whenever I was looking up his stats, he was a really good three-point shooter for his time. I think he shot around 45% in his career. So that's not bad at all. So he's definitely going to be able to help out those young kids if they're having a shooting struggle. And I like this hire, though. He played a really long time in the NBA, which is great. He had a whole season under him as an assistant. Sorry, my bad. No, he was an assistant with North Carolina for a few years now. So he's been there, and he's been with Roy Williams, who's one of the most legendary coaches of all time. So I think that he has paid his due as an assistant, and I think that, like I said, he's not going to come out the gate winning, 20 games in a row or nothing outstanding like that, I don't believe. But I do think that he's going to have a few game, like some jitters and stuff like that. He's going to come out and he's just going to be, he might make a bad call once in a while. He might take a timeout when he shouldn't. But that's just part of the learning experience, though. And I mean, as a first-time head coach, you're going to have that. I mean, but that's not always a bad thing to get a new head coach. I mean, look at what Juwan Howard this year did with Michigan. No one thought he was going to be as great as he did, and look how far they took the Wolverines in March Madness. So I do like this hire, though. They're getting a really good coach, someone who's been in the NBA, who's a good shooter, who relates to a lot of these kids. He's been in the North Carolina system. He went there when he was a player. He went to North Carolina. He averaged around 20 points a game there, so he's helping out his alma mater. And I do think that he's going to have a good career at North Carolina, however long he is going to stay there. But, man, he's got a lot of shoes. He's got a big set of shoes to fill, man, with Roy Williams. But I hope he can do it. It'd be great for him, and hopefully he can be a success story for the Tar Heels. Frankie, what are your thoughts on Mr. Davis being the new head coach for Carolina for the near future?
I think it's a good hire in North Carolina. I agree with Shaw. A lot of players and people want to go to North Carolina, and when you think of Tar Heels, I apologize. You can think nothing more than one big name, Michael Jordan, and
Mhm.
that's who everybody want to be like. Everybody want to be like Mike. Um, and for Hubert Davis, I think it's a fantastic sign for him. Um, I don't know very much about him. All I know is, before the start of my show or the start of our show, I apologize. Um, is he had his run with the New York Knicks as a shooting guard. He was good. Um, and he was a longtime assistant. Uh, he was an assistant for Roy Williams, and you can not say more than that. As long as he can keep the momentum of being a Tar Heel like the way Roy Williams had them be, then he's safe. Don't
Mhm.
coach like Roy Williams. You can never coach like Roy Williams.
No.
Coach like Hubert Davis, but coach the North Carolina way, the way Roy Williams was showing you. Okay, so that's the only way he will be successful and move forward. And I also agree with Shaw again with the Duke rivalry. If he can keep the Tar Heels successful on defeating Coach K and Duke,
Mhm.
he's going to have a fantastic career as North Carolina's head coach, and in the future to come when he goes into the NBA, because we all know head coaches in college end up getting offers in the NBA, and if he can do good, he's definitely going to get a good offer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
all of us at Unscripted sending our well wishes to Hubert Davis, hoping that he has a stellar career for the Tar Heels, and we're going to be looking out for him, see how he does in the upcoming season. So let's switch on over to football, fellows. The NFL draft is coming up at the end of the month in April, and there's a lot of stuff that's happened over the past few days. We're going to talk into something about the Atlanta Falcons. Do you guys think they should trade the number 4 overall pick? They've been exploring it, but do you think it's actually going to happen? So, Shaw, what do you think about this? Do you think the Falcons are going to give up their pick?
Man, that depends on what they need and how far they want to drop down, or why would you want to trade your number 4? I think Atlanta would be stupid. I think they need to keep that pick right where they're at because they need people. They really do. Atlanta is not that good. They need some skilled players. That's why you need to keep your pick and go get who I said. Go get Justin Fields. You're gonna need him. Matt Ryan don't have much left in the tank. Todd Gurley, he's not doing anything. What can he do?
He ain't coming. Todd Gurley ain't coming back. He's out. He's out.
How long Julio Jones have left?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to trade him at trade night? Or are you going to get rid of him? So Atlanta should keep that draft pick and get your need, not you want. You need to get who you need. Get you some skilled players. You have a lot of players in this draft. It's going to be very good for a long time. If I was Atlanta, I'd keep this pick and get who you need. Not who you want, but who you need. And you need Justin Fields, or you need Najee Harris. You need somebody. I mean, do you want to get Kyle Pitts? But my thing with that, like I've been saying, if you can't block, you're not going to make it in the NFL. So that's what I'm looking at for Atlanta. They're going to get somebody on offense. So they need to get who you need. Remember, Atlanta, who you need, not who you want, who you need. So I think they're going to get Justin Fields. I really do. I don't know why I'm so high on him going to Atlanta. It's just something about Atlanta that I hope, they pick him up. He's going to be a good quarterback. I don't care what Frankie says. He's not his head. He's going to Atlanta. We're going to find out here in a few weeks. When he goes to Atlanta, it's number 4 draft pick. Y'all going to say, oh, man, Big Shaw, how did you know that? It's going to happen. Listen to me. Tell him.
Big Shaw knows all.
That's
well,
right.
I mean, whenever. Yeah,
Listen,
I'm in agreement with Shaw.
He's not here. He's not here. Somebody's got to deny Big Shaw. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone's got to banter with him now.
Yeah, we got to take his place.
There we go. But yeah, I think the Falcons need to keep this pick. I mean, unless there's a substantial trade offer they get, and I mean, it's got to be worth a lot because there's a lot of good offensive talent in this draft. Whether they go with a quarterback with Justin Fields, a running back, which I think might be a little early if you get Najee Harris, I believe. He's not been listed in many top 5 picks and top 5 draft boards, but I picked Kyle Pitts to be the pick for him to go. We did our top 5 mock draft in our previous show with our guy Tom Gozlowski. Go check that out. So I picked Kyle Pitts to go here, and I think that the Falcons, if they keep, Matt Ryan, I don't think he's got too much longer. He hasn't shown any regression, which is good, but I do think that he is getting up there in age. He's been there for, I believe, 12 years now, maybe a little bit more. Julio Jones has been around for 10 years. He's not going to be, usually receivers go on to the decline after around that 10 to 15-year range. They have Calvin Ridley, who's a good piece on the wide receiving core. He's a good wide receiver out of Alabama. They had Hayden Hurst as their tight end, who was a good addition last year, but I think that if you can get Kyle Pitts, who is going to be probably your tight end for for a long time, I think that would be a great fit for them because I looked at his combine stat or his pro day, his just ability to get the ball at Florida with Kyle Trask, and I think that would be a perfect fit for that air attack in Atlanta because they tried, like I said, they got Todd Gurley last year. I didn't think that was a good pick. They just kind of threw a dart at the wall, and that's why they picked up Todd Gurley. But they do need a running back for sure. I see them getting a running back with one of their later picks though for sure because that is a need that they have to get. They had a few good running backs back in the day with Warwick Dunn, Michael Turner, the first couple of years. But as of recently, they've been struggling at that running back position. But overall, I think they need to keep this pick, draft a really good, talented player like a Kyle Pitts, or if Justin Fields is there, because I picked him going to the Jets in my shocker pick for the mock draft. So if he's there, I'd say get him. But if not, I would say go with Kyle Pitts. Frankie, what are your thoughts? What should the Falcons do with this pick?
Does it really matter? It's the Falcons.
Hey, I'm from Atlanta, basically, man. This is the team
listen,
ride or die here.
Listen, I don't hate Atlanta, all right? But they should keep the number 4 pick. They shouldn't trade it. If they trade that pick, they're crazy. They don't have nobody, and you cannot count on Matt Ryan anymore, especially after the Super Bowl 51 loss to the New England Patriots. Ever since then, they well, it's true. Ever since after that Super Bowl, they have never been the same since then. That year, Matt Ryan was the MVP. What happened to him since then? Nobody's been talking about him. Everybody thinks he should be either retire or go to another team. If I was the Falcons, I would pick up a quarterback at the number 4 pick, and then trade away Matt Ryan, for at least to try and get a first round or second round. You're probably not going to get a first round because nobody in the late first round picks are going to need a quarterback. You got the Bills with Josh Allen, the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, the Browns and Baker Mayfield. Nobody's going to pick them up. So get a second round pick for Matt Ryan or more. And don't put your hopes on Matt Ryan anymore. Trade him around, get what you can out of him, and rebuild. I don't know what the Falcons are waiting for, but I'm going to reply to Big Shaw. They're not getting Justin Fields. They're not. It's not happening. He's not going to pass the New York Jets. If Justin Fields does not go to the Jets at number 2, he will go to San Fran at number 3. It's just that. It's just like that. It's just like that. And before we go on to our next segment, I am currently watching the WWE Hall of Fame. And right now, I cannot be proud to announce the congratulations to the family of the British Bulldog. I'm a huge British Bulldog fan, and I want to say congratulations. It's about time that the WWE have put you in the Hall of Fame. It's a long time coming. And his family brought out an actual bulldog to the stage.
Oh, even better. Even better. That's awesome. All right, let's keep it moving here, fellas. We're keeping it in the NFL. Can Lamar Jackson be elite? Shaw, what's your take on this?
Well, Sammy Watkins said that he can be elite if the wide receivers he got can get open. Well, he must not seen Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson can't throw a deep ball to save his life. So, being elite, I mean, he's still young. He got time to become elite, but, he got to work on his accuracy and got to figure out why a few wide receivers, big wide receivers, didn't want to go to Baltimore. Was it because of Lamar Jackson? Was it because the atmosphere in Baltimore? Who knows? But Lamar Jackson, if he work on that accuracy, he would be dangerous if he had an arm. He got the speed, to beat you, but how long will that speed last? So that's why he needs to work on his arm strength. He should be out right now, not like Paul Pierce. He should be out right now learning how to work on his accuracy, get that better, pinpoint it. That's the problem. We all know that's the problem. Then he can be elite. But right now he's a star, though. He's a star player, but he can be elite, in due time. He still got time to work on that. That's all you got to do. Work on your accuracy, get better as a quarterback, and try to get to a Super Bowl. At least try to get to one. He got over the hump. He won a playoff game. So he can be elite. He just gotta work on that accuracy. If you come on this show talking about he's accurate, you gotta prove to me that he's accurate. And then I'll be quiet for a whole year. But you can't prove that he's accurate because he's not. Yeah. But he just got to work on it. That's all. He'll be elite one day, but it ain't going to be right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Shaw. This guy is still really young. Let's not forget, he's only 23. So he still has a lot of time to really grow. He really does. And, I mean, if he can build up that arm strength, which I'm sure he's been working on since the offseason, I'm sure that if he can get that deep ball accuracy under his wings, then he really could be, a 1 or a 2 best quarterback in the league. He is really good. Don't get me wrong. He is a star in the league. He's already got an MVP under his name. He's already been on Madden. So all the kids buy his jersey as well. But he just needs a little bit more oomph in his arm. And I think that would really put him over the top as one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He's been in a lot of games. He's been pretty much healthy his entire career. 16 games as rookie, 15 and 15 the last 2 seasons. We'll see how many he plays in the new 17-game season this year now. The NFL added that. So we're going to see how that is. Shaw, I found his completion percentage since you were bringing it up. And his freshman year, 58%. Then his second year, 66%. And then this past 2020 season, 64%. So he does need to improve on that. If he can get around that 70 to 75 range, that's all he needs, honestly, because he can. What he's been doing more just a lot of slants, a lot of short passes. But if he can, then that's how the defenses started to pick up on him. That or he's going to run the ball, which he can do with the best of them. He's the best running back or running quarterback in the league. There's no doubt about that. He's got some talented legs. But if he can get that deep ball accuracy, then that way he can trick the opposing defenders in thinking, okay, look, I don't know if this guy is going to go for a slant or if he's going to go with the long streak. I don't know what he's going to do. But if he can get that under his belt, then I fully believe this guy could be, one of the best quarterbacks in football. He is still a really good player. He's got 68 total touchdowns in his career, 18 interceptions. That's really good. And, I mean, Baltimore's got a pretty good team around him. Like I said, if he can get a couple more pieces around him on the fixed defense a little bit as well, hey, we'll see how good the Ravens will be. But so far, as long as they can keep him under center, and as long as Lamar can keep growing and just training, then I do think he can be an elite quarterback one day. All right. Frankie, what do you think about Lamar Jackson? Do you like him? Do you think he's going to be an elite quarterback, or do you think he's going to fall off? What's your thoughts on this one, buddy?
I love Lamar Jackson. I wanted the Patriots to pick him up in the draft, but we didn't. And he ended up going to Baltimore at number 31, which sucks. But he will be elite one day in his career. It is too early to say. The man literally just won his first playoff game last year, um, and it's great to have a regular season, but what are you in the NFL to do? You're
Hmm.
there to win Super Bowls, and he even said it. He wants to win Super Bowls, um, and that's what you got to do. You want to be the elite. You got to be like Tom Brady. Tom Brady's taking pay cuts to keep players to win Super Bowls. He's not caring about breaking records. I mean, he's already got them. Um,
Right.
and if he is gonna break a record, it's gonna be an easy one, because he's been in the league so long that the records are, it's crazy. But
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, it's still early. You got a lot of time left in the NFL. You will be elite one day, but for right now, he's not on the elite category for me. There's still a lot more for him to do in order for me to change that. And he's got a lot to prove on the field, uh, come playoff time, not just regular season, but come playoff time.
Mm. Yeah, if he can really improve his playoff record over the next couple of years, then that's really going to put him up there as a really good quarterback. And I think that he's not elite yet, but I do think he is a star in this league. If you say Lamar Jackson, if you're a football fan, you know exactly who he is and you know what he brings to the table. So just improve that arm accuracy and that arm strength, Lamar, and you'll be right there. We'll be getting a jersey of you one day. Might get you in Canton, so we'll see. All right, let's keep on moving on, guys. We got a few more topics left. All right, Coors Field, the Rockies, they're going to host the 2021 Home Run Derby as well as the All-Star Game this year after what happened in Atlanta the past week. If you guys want to check that out, look it up yourselves. We didn't really cover it here on the show too much. We usually keep things on the field, so if you guys want to go check that out, it's all over the place. But Coors Field is the new home for the All-Star Game this year. So, Sean, what's your thoughts on this one, and how you think this is going to play out for all the fans of the Rockies out there in Colorado?
Well, I don't think, honestly, I wasn't the only one that said this. I've seen a few comments earlier when this came out. I think this came out yesterday or the day before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe so yesterday.
Yesterday.
With all this stuff going on, I don't want to get into it. Because I talked about it today. What happened in Atlanta, I talked about it today. I don't think nobody's going to watch it. I really don't think nobody's going to watch it. But it's going to be fun. I mean, but I don't really think a lot of people is going to watch it as much because of what's going on. Don't be surprised if that happens. I don't think the field is going to be full, but it's a pretty field. If I've never been there, I think I should go test a nice field. I just don't think nobody's going to watch it as much because it's just too much stuff going on about what happened in Atlanta, about the law that was passed. A lot of people, they really, they lost a lot of jobs. Yes, that's all I'm going to say about that. A lot of people lost a lot of jobs due to the All-Star game being moved out to Atlanta. And, I got family over there in Atlanta. So a lot of people are kind of upset that it got moved away because of the law, the voting thing. But I just want to look at it. If I was rich or something, I want to look at I want to look and see what was really written. All they said was the All-Star game was, put out in Atlanta. But what's the real reason why it was moved out of Atlanta is what I want to know. So, it's a great stadium. I mean, it's kind of new. So, like I said, I just feel bad for the people that lost their jobs due to the All-Star game and stuff like that. It sucks, for them. I just feel bad. Baseball is, I don't know, it's just getting too, politician for me. But, like I said, I don't think nobody's really going to watch it. That's just me talking about it.
Right. Yeah, let me speak on this because I live probably about 45 minutes away from Truist Park. I've been there a few times. Really, really beautiful ball field. as in, it's basically brand new. There's a lot to do around the stadium. That's why a lot of people go to it, because there's not, you go for a baseball game, but you also go for all the ambiance that's there. They've got a lot of restaurants. They got a lot of stuff for kids. They got a lot of bars and stuff like that you can go hang out with and be more of a social environment instead of just going to a baseball game. That's where the Braves been getting a lot of their revenue the past couple of years. They have a hotel that's over there that you can just stay in, and if you're coming into town, you can be under. But yeah, I mean, I know the Braves didn't have a say in any of this in moving out. They released a statement when all this happened saying that they didn't want to leave. They didn't want to leave, and I don't blame them. This was a Major League Baseball decision in the Players Association. That's what they decided on with all the voting laws and stuff that have recently changed here in the state of Georgia. But as for Coors Field, I'm happy they're getting the All-Star game. I think this is their second time getting it as a franchise now. They've been around for probably around 25, 30 years at this point. I believe 95 or 93 or something was their first season. Beautiful ball field. I've never been, but it's always been a pretty one to look at. And like I said, I think that they are going to draw. They're not going to have a huge audience tuning into this because, I mean, in terms of the All-Star game, usually you look at, basketball is the reigning one where all the people watch it. That's the main one. And then I'd say baseball would be up next, and then the NFL in terms of their Pro Bowl. But, I mean, the only thing about the All-Star game for baseball that helps, I think, drive a little bit of audience or a little bit of a fan base is usually I think they actually took away with it, if I'm not mistaken. But the winner of the game would get home field advantage in the World Series. I think they did away with that about a year or so ago, which I enjoyed that. That was a really cool perk. That made you want to tune in and see who would win that. But I mean, I think the home run derby would be pretty good though, just because of Colorado's they're with all the mountains and stuff, and they've got that higher altitude, which means that the balls are going to be traveling a lot more. So hopefully they can get some sluggers in there for the home run derby. I always check out the home run derby. I don't really ever tune into the All-Star game too much, but the home run derby has always been something fun for me to watch, just to see guys hit the crap out the ball. So I'll tune into that, and especially being in Coors Field where they hit a lot of home runs, I'm going to be watching that. So I'll see how it goes. Frankie, what are your thoughts on Coors Field hosting these events in the near future?
I'm not gonna say much on it. It sucks that it's not happening in Atlanta. I was really looking forward to that. I like Atlanta's field. They got a beautiful field. But honestly, it really doesn't matter where we have the home run derby or the All-Star, honestly, to me, as long as we get to see a home run derby.
Right.
I'm not gonna, agree with both of you much. I think people will watch it just because people like the home run derby and the All-Star, especially if you're a diehard baseball fan. Especially, how should I say this? An elder, like
Right.
someone who's been a while for a really long time and you love baseball, they're going to watch it. Obviously, they're not going to have a lot of fans in the stands. I can agree on that for very many reasons. But viewers televised, I think they'll get a lot of ratings on that. We love the home run derby, and I agree with Logan. It's in Colorado. You never know. Hopefully, somebody could slam that ball into a mountain, but I doubt it. It'll be great to see that. And if you like the baseball All-Star game, you're gonna watch it. It's not like the Pro Bowl where you let the person score and you let the quarterback throw the ball for a crazy, long pass. No, the All-Star game is a hard NL versus AL game. And this is something serious. But for them to change the location, it really doesn't matter much to me.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you brought up a good point. It's hard for baseball to be kind of like the NBA is, where they're more relaxed and stuff, because baseball, it's not dependent on you. You're not the one dribbling the ball up and down the court, or it depends on where that bat takes it, or where the pitcher throws it. That's so it definitely is more. It's more competitive than the other ones, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll keep you updated, of course, here on the show. All right, let's go over to some NBA action. We're going to do a Zion Williamson spotlight. So, Big Shaw, give us your thoughts on this this monster of a man playing for the Pelicans right now.
Yeah, y'all better watch out for this man right here. If y'all don't know Zion Williamson, y'all better open your eyes and pay attention. This man is a grown man right here. This man gonna be a superstar in the league. He gonna be the face of the franchise of the NBA. I say because I thought about it. I said, maybe you know what? Who's gonna be the new face of the NBA? And I thought about it, and Zion Williamson name popped up in my head. I think this man is amazing. He is amazing. Got nice eyes on him. He ain't scared. He ain't scared to play at all. He's a physical. He's physical. He's a freak of nature. He's dangerous. All this man need get a little post up game here and that, get that going, and work on those free throws. Just stay in that position when you playing. Don't go out there go hit no 3-pointers, because I'm tired of seeing these big guys hitting threes. Stay in the paint, do your thing, stay physical, and keep putting up those points. And don't get the big head and try to want to go play for the Lakers in 10 or whatever years. And
right.
Because you are the man in New Orleans. You are the man in New Orleans. Embrace it, because you got players around you already. So all they can do is get better, and all he can do is get better. Zion Williamson gonna be a superstar in this league. Matter of fact, he's already a superstar. Yeah, I said it. He's already a superstar to me. He's gonna make plenty of All-Star games. In the NBA, he's a great player. He's like a very nice guy. I saw the game when he tore his shoe at Duke. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was really crazy. And that's when I said, that man gonna be a monster. He is a monster. He's a beast. He's gonna be a beast for years to come. And that's all I gotta say about it.
All right, Frankie, what are your thoughts on the former number 1 overall pick? Frankie? Let's see. Frankie, you there, buddy?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm having some technical difficulty.
It's all good, Frankie. Here, I'll go ahead of you, and then if you can get, if you get your stuff back up, I'll let you come in. But I'll go ahead and just get my part for right now, and hopefully we can get that resolved in a second. Let's see. All right. So, let me talk about Zion real quick, and hopefully Frank can get all of his technical difficulties on the wayside. So Zion, man, that dude's a killer, Shaw. Yeah. I love me some Zion. I love him. We knew before he even came into the league, before he even played a single minute in the NBA, people are already comparing him to some of the greats already. And look, he ain't there yet. He's still really young. He's just now 20 years old. Let's not forget. He's still got a lot of long career in the NBA. Excuse me. But he's already been very impressive, man. He's already averaging around 25 points a game in both of his seasons so far. As long as he can stay on the court, that's the key. Especially in the NBA, you got to have some longevity to break some of those records, man. And he's been great. He's played 44 games this year. I think that's basically if that's the majority of the games that's been played so far. So he's been real healthy, averaging 26 points a game this year. What has he got? About 4 rebounds. If he can get his rebounds up a little bit more, I know he plays a power forward position, but if he can get up to around maybe the 6 to 7, that would be great. Just get a few more per game. We don't know how athletic he is, how many blocks he can get if he chooses to go up there and swap the ball into the 5th row next to the popcorn vendor. He needs to improve on if he can improve his free throw shooting. Right now, he's right around 70%, which is okay. But if he can get around that 75 to 80%, just hit a little bit more of your free throw shots, then that would make him, a really good player in this league. I mean, I could see him as definitely a LeBron type of player. And what I mean by that is more of a guy that he's going to run to the basket. He's going to get his layups. He's going to slam the ball down. And if he can ever develop a 3-point shot, I don't think he's going to be shooting. He doesn't even average a 3-pointer a game, so he doesn't shoot him too much. But if he can ever develop one, just for the emergency source, if he needs a game tying one or a game winning shot like that, I think if he can get some of that, then he would be a superstar in this league. He's already really good, and he's got a long road ahead of him. He's going to be a great player. He's already the star for the Pelicans. Former number 1 overall pick. What more can you say? This guy's lived up to the hype so far and then some. Got his first All-Star game appearance this year, and I suspect he's going to get a lot more. And we'll see how much closer he gets to that MVP voting in the coming years. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to it, though. All right, Frankie, it looks like we got you back now, buddy. Glad for it. What are your thoughts on Mr. Williamson?
The guy's a monster. I love Zion. I like Duke. I also like Syracuse. But Zion Williamson, man, he is a monster. I agree with Shaw. Everybody they need to look out for Zion. He had a hiccup rookie year, but his first year pro, man, he turned it around. He's scoring about 25 to 30 a game. This guy's amazing. He is dunking on players we didn't even think he was going to do it on, but the man is doing it. And I like Zion. New Orleans was smart to pick him up at number 1. Unfortunately, he wanted to go to the Knicks. Everybody knew that he wanted to go to New York, but it's not where you want to go. It's how the draft is, bro, and nobody's gonna turn down a contract from any NBA team. So, New Orleans and Zion are gonna do great things in the future. Like Logan said, he got into his first All-Star this year. He's gonna get a lot more, and he's gonna get into the category with one of the best centers of all time, joining Shaq and Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan, and many more. He's going to get in that category soon, just not yet.
Let me just say, he still is the second best person to represent Louisiana. That's our boy Big Shaw being number 1, of course.
That's right.
So we'll see.
That's right.
Hopefully we can get him on the show. You can get that Louisiana connection, and that you can give him some of your home cooking, Shaw. I know that he probably appreciate that.
I'm gonna give him some.
Grill him something good. Grill him some ribs or something.
Whatever he want, I got him.
You might have to make a lot for him though. He's a big boy.
Whatever he wants.
All right, let's keep it in the NBA. Let's go over to Utah. Are the Jazz for real this year, man? Shaw, what you think about it? Is Utah for real, or are they just messing around?
I think Utah is for real, but I don't think they're going nowhere. But I think they're for real. They kind of got scared on their plane ride. I know they plane hit a whole bunch of and Donovan Mitchell kind of got freaked out and he started tripping. So I think Utah will. I think they're for real, but I don't think they're gonna go too far in the playoffs now. They're not gonna go too far. But I like Utah. I like what they got going on right now. Donovan Mitchell, he's doing his thing, and his supporting cast. I got my eyes on Utah. I hope they can keep going forward and don't have a misstep. But watch out for Utah. Maybe they could be a threat to the Lakers. Who knows? Just never know who'll come out there west. But Utah, they for real. I think they for real. Long as Donovan Mitchell, he keep playing the way he playing, in his supporting cast, they keep doing their thing. I think Utah be just fine. But yes, sir, the Utah Jazz is for real.
All right, Frankie. I know you're a big Lakers fan. Are these Jazz for real though?
I'm not worried about the Jazz. They're having a great regular season.
You gotta be worried about Utah.
I'm not worried. Everybody was saying that last year you should be worried about Milwaukee. What happened to Milwaukee in the East? Everybody was saying, look out for the Clippers. What happened to the Clippers? I'm not worried about the Jazz. I'm not. We are gonna get a healthy AD and a healthy LeBron when the time comes for Utah to face my Lakers. And don't forget, Andre Drummond is going to be on the starting lineup with them with the heel toe. I don't know why he's out, but he'll be back. And we just signed up a new guard today, former Houston Rockets. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but we signed him today. I don't know his name, and I don't know much about him. But
Ben McLemore.
Yeah, Ben McLemore. Who cares? Dennis
Travis
Schroeder is
Trent.
my guy. Dennis Schroeder is my point guard, and Alex Caruso is my man. So, but I'm not worried about the Jazz. Are they for real? Definitely, definitely. Donovan Mitchell, he's a beast. Rudy Gobert, he's a beast.
Mhm.
All these players that the Jazz got are monster players,
Right.
and then that's including what's this guy's name? Clarkson.
Jordan
You
Clarkson,
know,
yeah.
Jordan Clarkson. He's a great bench player coming off and doing things. So they're for a real team, yes. But when it comes to them facing my Lakers in the playoffs and with the championship on the line, they're not gonna beat us. We're gonna have a healthy LeBron, a healthy AD, a very good Andre Drummond who's gonna know the Lakers system well. I'm not worried.
You better be worried.
I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have told me, what are we, about 50 games or some odd into the season now that Utah would still remain the first seed in the West nonetheless, I wouldn't have believed you. I mean, man, they've been playing really good. And I think the key for them this year that's kind of hindered the Lakers, like you were saying, Frankie, is that all of their starters have been healthy this season. They have not missed hardly any games, if at all. The core that you got there with Mitchell, of course, with Gobert, with Joe Ingles, Mike Conley coming off the bench. You got Jordan Clarkson as well, who's I think he's probably the sixth man of the year so far.
Yeah.
Is Clarkson with just how good he's been able to score this year. You got Bogdanovich. The list goes on. They have a deep roster, and the team it's more of a team-oriented wins than it more is of a superstar. No doubt you got Mitchell, who's averaging around 25 points a game. But it's not like he's taking over ball games. You know what I mean? It's just he's doing it with his whole team. Gobert's, I believe, first or second in the league in rebounds. They all average around all their starters for the most part average around 5 assists per game, or 5 assists on the season. So I mean, they're doing this as a team effort, and that's what's kind of standing out as opposed to, like you said, the Clippers, the Lakers. Is that they're more of a ball dominant one or two guys type of deal where the ball's going in their hands. But with Utah, it can go wherever. You don't know who's going to take that shot and what they're going to do, how many assists they're going to get per night. But they are scary, though. I am a little bit worried about them, and I think they can have a good playoff run. As long as all their guys can stay healthy, all of their starters, I do think that Utah can keep this up as long as, no one gets an injury, at least for a good amount of time. But I like this team. It's a really good team, I think. And the reason that, not a lot of media cover them is because, well, let's just face it, they're in freaking Utah. I mean, they haven't gotten a whole lot of mainstream coverage, I guess, since the 90s when they were playing the Bulls. But you might need to start taking some notes on them now. They might be for real because they got a good squad. They do. I like the way their team is.
They're
All
the
right,
way
guys.
they are because they had the longest off season for being the team that started the COVID pandemic in the
Oh,
NBA.
yeah, that's true. Rudy Gobert starting the COVID, basically. Never forget that. All right, we
And
got
then he
one more
gave it to
topic.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, then that just went downhill from there. Then the rest of the league got it. All right, guys, we got one more topic left on the show. We got a little bit less than 10 minutes, so let's keep this one a little bit short here. We're going to do the North Carolina Tar Heels football team preview. Sean, we don't got to go the whole 2 minutes, but what do you think about this team? And more specifically, what do you like about their head coach with Mac Brown, one of the most talented head football coaches of all time?
Well, North Carolina, first of all, they got to get some skilled players in there. That's what they got to do. But I'm a big Mac Brown fan. I love what he's doing over there in North Carolina. The guys, I think they'll be ready to roll, this season. I'm pushing for him. I hope Mac Brown can continue to get North Carolina turned around and say, hey, we are a football school too, not just a basketball school. Remember, North Carolina almost beat Clemson.
That's true. That's true.
Remember that.
True. They had a good run against them.
Clemson. Don't forget, they have the players. They just got to replace a few guys. And I think North Carolina will be back this season. So watch out, my boy Mac Brown, one of the greatest coaches to ever coach the game of football. But like I said, North Carolina, replace those skilled players that left. Get these young men in there, these young freshmen that's ready to play, and watch North Carolina play this year. They're going to do fine. And they're going to beat Clemson this year. I said it. They're going to beat them this year.
They very might well be. Yeah. Let me talk. Yeah, let me see what this Tar Heel team's about. So I've looked at a few of their players before. They had a really good 1-2 running back combo that left for the draft with Michael Carter and Javonte Williams. Both of those guys were electric for them last year. They're top 5, if not top 10 running backs in this upcoming draft. So you're losing both of those guys in your backfield. But we'll have to see how these young guys can step up. That's just the blessing and the curse of college football. You always have these really talented guys, but then you only have it at maximum a 4 to 4 year turnover on these guys, for the most part. So we'll see, but they definitely have a great head coach with Mac Brown, who Shaw said is one of the most legendary coaches of all time, not just in college, but just coaches in general. Looking at their schedule here, at least for right now, I don't see Clemson on their game schedule for 2021. I don't see it right now. I don't see it for September. I don't see nothing right yet, but that might change. You never know how college is. They always add games. It's something weird like that. So at least right now, they have a pretty good schedule. I see the only issues I can maybe see them going up against Miami. Florida State can never get things turned around. We'll see, but I think they can have a really good season though. I think the Tar Heel team can surprise a few people in the ACC, and I hopefully they can assert their dominance as they did in basketball forever, really. So we'll see how that team does. All right, Frankie, we got about 3 minutes left on this one. So what's your quick thought here?
I'm going to be short and sweet. I don't need a time clock. You don't need to press play on it. I'm going to just
perfect.
be serious with it.
What you got?
I like the head coach. I like the team. But at the end of the day, they're never going to win. You want to know why? Because my team always wins, baby. Alabama Crimson Tide.
Oh, get out.
Let's go.
That's not even the same conference, but all right, I'll let that one slide for y'all today. I'll let it slide here on our Tuesday night episode. If it's coming out Saturday, I might not let y'all go, but hey, Tuesday, it's early in the week, so I'll let it slide. But we got about 3 minutes left, guys. So first off, let me just say thank you for all of you guys who've tuned in, for liking, sharing, putting your comments in. Of course, Ben Sutherland, Josh Bailey, and our guy Dennis Holmes, always putting all their comments and stuff in there. Oh, our jersey giveaway as well. That has concluded, and the winner will be announced, I believe we said April 15th. That is still a go, and we will be announcing the winner of the Unscripted jersey giveaway, and that is for getting us over 1,000 page likes on our Facebook page. Who knows? If you guys get us to 2,000, we might do another one, but we'll have to converse with everybody and see what we're going to rock with. But, hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in live on our Facebook page at Unscripted. Northeast Streaming Sports' YouTube channel. Go check out all the great content they have over there. A lot of really talented guys. And also on Zodiac TV, which is brought to you by Roku, of course. Check us out on BS3 Radio with Spreaker for our amazing podcast. With Ben Suttereth and those guys, we've done some great numbers over there. So please go check us out. Listen to our previous shows. We've talked about a whole lot of other great topics, whether it was our March Madness predictions, some other team previews, some player spotlights, or anything else going on in the world of sports. We've covered it. And we got a lot more great content coming to you guys in the near future. Of course, Frankie, you've got your Night 2 WrestleMania live stream coming up at 7 or 7:30, I believe, on Sunday with yourself, with Big Sean. Special guest, of course, who we're not going to give out maybe yet. We'll see. We'll get to that later in the week, though. And then I'll probably hop on there for a little bit. If you don't mind me, of course, I can get on there.
Of course.
About my wrestling knowledge. Also, the Hall of Fame is going on tonight for wrestling. Go check that out if you're interested as well. As always, we have our shows live at 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays, on Thursdays, as well as on Saturdays. Go check out our last week's episode with our previous guest who we've had on, either with Scott Jordan or Tom Gozlowski, Vince Cotroneo, Rob Parker. We've had a good amount of guests come on our show and talk some great sports knowledge. Well, hey, for everyone here at Unscripted, for Frankie the Yankee, Frankie C, for Big Sean, who's sitting with his daughter at the moment, for Mel and for Jay, who are not here right now, unfortunately. We wish they were. We hope that they're doing great right now, and we love you guys for watching us. We hope you get back to us soon, and we are always here for you guys no matter what. Hope you are enjoying your trip. I have been your producer tonight, Logan Landers, and this has been Unscripted. Be sure to tune in on Thursday for our next episode at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you then.
Love you, Mel. Love you, Jay.
You're listening to Unscripted on Northeast Streaming.